We are Blackboard. We are Wisconsin.
Hey, during the last homestand, we had a couple of snowstorms in this part of the state. It's all gone now. Beautiful weather. Great to be back at beautiful Miller Park after the Brewers, fresh off their first three-city road trip of the year, back at Miller Park, 5-game homestand. The Racing Sausages are here. They're ready to go. Star Wars night. We've got it all happening at Miller Park tonight. Good evening. Alongside Bill Schroeder, I'm Matt LePay. Sophia Minert is our reporter. And Rock, as the Brewers start this series with the Pirates, we have yet another, I think, pretty interesting pitching matchup. Junior Guerra off to a great start against Nick Kingham, who had a debut that he'll never forget.
Yeah, Junior Guerra had a real rough season last year, just couldn't get things together, and nobody really knew who Nick Kingham was a year ago. Matter of fact, in spring training, he kind of made a name for himself. I think that the Pirates are very happy with the depth they have in their starting pitching, and that has paid off so far. But Junior, his first start, they could not have gone any better. He's been outstanding. The velocity's back. He's got the split-fingered fastball down in the strike zone. And he has another wrinkle that he has in his back pocket. The curveball has been a very effective pitch for him. Really outstanding work for Junior Guerra, doing a great job in that starting rotation. And Kingham, what a story he was. 20 consecutive outs against the St. Louis Cardinals. He came up with a slider, Matty, in spring training, went down to the minor leagues, worked on it, and it was a huge pitch for him against those St. Louis Cardinals in a victory. 7 innings, no runs, 8 punch-outs. I should say 9 punch-outs, and I would imagine the Brewers are going to be ready for that slider here tonight.
All right, we'll look forward to it as the homestand begins tonight for the Brew Crew. Well, the starters have been good. The bullpen has been electrifying. Josh Hader, Jeremy Jeffress on down the line. Sophia will tell us more about the Brewers bullpen. We get you ready for first pitch.
On Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Hupy and Abraham. Voted best, rated best. Hupy and Abraham. Tell them you mean business. By Miller Lite, great taste and only 96 calories. And by Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Friday evening in Milwaukee, it finally starts to feel like spring. Fans are out tailgating in the Miller Park parking lots. And we're getting ready for a 3-game set between the Brewers and the Pirates. The Brewers coming off of a winning road trip where they went 5-4. Good evening, everyone. Sophia Minert here at Miller Park. And the Brewers come into this weekend series against one of their division rivals, the Pirates, sitting in first place and 6 games above 500. Now, a big reason for that, manager Craig Counsell says, is the heavy lifting done by his bullpen over the first month of the season. They've been so effective, he said, because they have so many good arms to go to. And they have been nothing short of dominant. Their league rakes, their .236 earned run average, second best in all of baseball, 138 strikeouts, so many of those coming from Josh Hader, and the .203 opponent batting average, second best as well. As a group, they've assembled 10 saves, and here's what bullpen coach Lee Tunnell had to say about their production.
You know, we want everybody just to want the ball, and that's one thing that, you know, Jeremy has pitched in the 5th inning, he's pitched in the 9th inning, and same way with Josh. Everybody, Matt, Barnesy, everybody has pitched in all sorts of different innings, and that really does get back to, I want to do my job when they ask me to do it, and I'm going to pull for the other guy when they're out there.
A change to the starting rotation as well, as Zach Davies was placed on the 10-day disabled list for the first time in his career with rotator cuff inflammation. So the Brewers have recalled reliever Jorge Lopez up from AAA Colorado Springs, adding another great arm to what has been a great Brewers bullpen here over the first month of the season. So we're getting ready. It's May 4th. May the 4th be with the Brewers. We've got first pitch and lineups coming up next. Star Wars night here at Miller Park.
In Milwaukee, the roof is open. Good Friday night crowd as the Brewers come back home for 5 games, 3 with the Pirates and then 2 next week against the Cleveland Indians. Clint Hurdle has his team, although it's stumbling a bit coming into the series. They're 2 games above 500, which I'm not sure how many people outside of the Pirates clubhouse would have said that at the beginning of the year, as they made some off-season moves we'll get into. Let's check out the Pirates batting order presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Adam Frazier, Gregory Polanco, Starling Marte at the top. Josh Bell, Corey Dickerson, Francisco Cervelli 4 through 6. Colin Moran, Jordy Mercer, Nick Kingham round out the batting order against Junior Guerra.
Junior's been outstanding his first 4 starts. Terrific. A .82 earned run average. He's given up only 2 earned runs in 4 starts. Walks are down, strikeouts up. So is the velocity for Junior.
And he pops a fastball in there for strike 1, and we are underway here at Miller Park as the Pittsburgh Pirates come to town. First time these clubs have squared off this season. There's Adam Frazier at the top of the order for Clint Hurdle. Polanco and Marte will follow. Pirates come to town having been swept a 4-game series against the Washington Nationals. But a Pittsburgh team that at 2 games over 500 at 17-15. They were a club that many counted out before opening day. No more Andrew McCutchen, no more Garrett Cole. They're not bad right now.
And sometimes you know you get addition by subtraction, and this is a very good clubhouse that the Pirates have. They've been very streaky, you know, offensively and as far as wins and losses go, but you know, kind of a surprise in the beginning of the season.
Got off to a good start. Streaky is a perfect word. They'd lose 5 in a row. They'd win 5 in a row, and now they've dropped their last 4 as Guerra gets an early strikeout as he catches Frazier with the first out of the ball game.
Well, we talked about the velocity for Junior Guerra. It has been very good. He's been effective on the inside part of the plate. I guess Frazier thought that was a bit up, but Quinn Walcott liked that high strike.
A very good start for Guerra, who has pitched so well. Heard Rock and Craig talk about it in Brewers Live. People wondered what his future would be. Disappointing year last year. Dealt with injury, of course, going back to opening day. As he starts Polanco with a strike. Pitched well in spring training. Had 1 start in AAA with the Sky Sox, and then up with the big club. And through the first 4 outings, it has been a resounding thumbs up for Junior Guerra.
Well, I think he found himself back in winter ball this offseason. He went down to winter ball. He worked out his mechanics, and that has been the biggest difference, throwing strikes through all of his pitches.
And the early jump on Polanco, 2 strikes and nothing. Tried that splitter to put him away, but Polanco not biting. Brewers have been getting very good efforts from their starters by and large. Bullpen has been off the charts. That certainly was the case in the just completed series sweep of the Reds in Cincinnati.
Hey, the last 3 runs through the rotation have been very good as far as the starters go. They're going to be without Zach Davies for hopefully just 1 run through the rotation. Miss 1 start. That's what they're hoping. Some rotator cuff stiffness.
Star Wars night here, Rock.
Who we got there?
We've got it all labeled. R2D2 balls and strikes. That's the word?
Mm-hmm.
We need all the help we can get up here with any Star Wars knowledge. We are both challenged.
Right.
We're challenged in many areas, including Star Wars.
Yeah, we're going to need a lot of people telling us what's going on tonight.
And with that, we tell you Dan Keener, our producer tonight. Adam Bryant is our director. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Gregory Polanco. Just getting underway here at Miller Park. A slow start for Polanco in terms of batting average, but don't let all of that fool you. He has gone deep 6 times. He has driven in 17 runs. And after jumping ahead 0-2, Guerra walks Polanco. 1 out, 1 on in the first.
Now let's check out Craig Counsell's defense for tonight. Ryan Braun still out of the lineup, nursing that calf injury. So Yelich is in left. You got Kane, Santana rounds out the outfield. Shaw, Arcia, Sogard, Aguilar from 3rd to 1st. And Manny Pina back behind home plate tonight. Brewers defense has been fairly tight as of late.
Yeah, it has. Manny Pina, including those defensive highlights throughout. Billy Hamilton trying to steal. That is always noteworthy. It's the first time that Hamilton has been caught this year. Here's Starling Marte. He's given Guerra some trouble when they have had at it in the last couple of years, and the trouble continues as Marte going after the first pitch And a base hit to left, so runners at first and second with one out.
And Marte has been relatively consistent for this Pirate club, a team that offensively has been hot and cold. Marte has been the guy that's kind of been there just about every day. Yeah, swinging the bat, running the bases, tremendous range in the outfield. You know, who they miss is Josh Harrison. He's been on the disabled list for a couple of weeks, and remember that good start the Pirates were off to, and just about the time he went on the disabled list, that's when things kind of started going south.
Yeah, they did get off to a good start on the road, winning 7 of their first 9 games away from PNC Park. Here's Josh Bell, the cleanup hitter. He got off to a very hot start, first half dozen games, but has tailed off mightily since then. And first pitch swinging, a liner into left, and Christian Yelich is right there for out number 2.
Well, let's check out our Pizza Ranch for the win here tonight, April 15th. Now, that's not tax day. That's the last road game that the Pirates have actually won. They've lost 8 straight. They beat the Marlins in Miami on April 15th. That's their last win on the road. The splitter curve combination for Junior has been a good one. He just threw a curveball earlier in this at bat today, and watch this slider from Kingham. He picked it up in spring training, and it's been a pretty good strikeout pitch for him.
Yeah, fair to say it caught the Cardinals by surprise, understandably so, but one game behind him. The Brewers have at least some big league scouting report now on Nick Kingham. 2 outs with runners at first and second for Corey Dickerson, one of their new faces, and he has been a very, very good player in the first month. Been a good player for a while, but first month as a Pirate. See the batting average. He already has driven in 20 runs.
When you talk to the folks around this club, they say one thing: he's a gamer. He's out there, he plays hard. And they really don't talk about missing Andrew McCutchen a whole lot with that guy out in center field.
No, it's interesting. You're talking about a guy in McCutchen who was one of the faces, not just of the Pirates, but one of the faces of baseball not too many years ago. Here's Pina with the throw down to second, and that slits through. And Polanco's on his way to third. And moving up to second is Starling Marte.
That'll be an error on Manny, I would imagine. Throw a little bit to the third base side of the bag, and trying to end the inning with a pickoff. You could see Polanco getting a lot of secondary lead, but that was a tough play for Orlando Arce, getting tangled up with Polanco at second base.
So some first inning troubles here for the Brewers. Runners at second and third with 2 men out. 2 balls, no strikes to Dickerson. Came over in the trade with Tampa Bay the 3rd week of February, part of the Daniel Hudson deal. And Dickerson has been very dangerous with runners in scoring position. 9 for 23. So Guerra, as you might imagine, being a little careful here.
Yeah, does a good job putting the ball in play. Doesn't strike out a whole lot. Those are normally the hitters that are tough in these spots.
All-star year with the Rays last year. Dickerson with 27 home runs. Gets the green light on 3-0. Well, you see what he did last year, though. Showed a little bit of power as well with the 27 homers. Had 24 the year before. First 3 big league seasons were with the Rockies. Was traded over to the Rays in 2015. And now a Pirate, and a chance to give his team an early lead tonight. Three balls, 1 strike. Polanco at third, Marte at second. And the bases are loaded. A couple of walks in this first inning from Junior Guerra.
I think he's being pretty careful with Dickerson, although Cervelli, the guy coming up, has been pretty hot. He's been swinging the bat well for the Pirates so far this year.
Yeah, terrific start at the plate. He's dealt with a lot of injuries in his career, and last year was another one of those years. Dealt with multiple injuries, a couple of 7-day stints in the concussion DL. Wrist and quad injuries as well. His first year as a Pirate back in 2015, he hit .295. Impressive numbers with 5 homers already, 21 RBIs. Now you see what he has done in his career. He's hit 5 home runs this season already, and that matches his output for all of 2017. So first inning jam for Junior Guerra. There's the 1-0.
Being very patient with Junior. Or the Pirates here. That one didn't miss by much. Two-seam fastball going down and in. Well, now Junior's got to throw a strike. Craig Counsell thought that was a strike.
Two balls, no strikes to Francisco Cervelli. And Junior missed again. His last outing against the Cubs, 6 innings of 3 hit, 1 run ball, walked just 2, struck out 6 on a very blustery day at Wrigley Field. 3-0 pitch on the way. In 2 of his 4 starts, he did not give up an earned run, and just 1 earned run in the other 2. His first start as a Brewer with the Cardinals this year, and Saturday against the Cubs in Chicago. 3-1. And the Pirates take an early 1-0 lead as Guerra has walked 3 in the inning. Polanco will score. The bases remain loaded.
And not missing by a whole lot. Again, the Pirates being very patient at the plate, very selective up there early in the count. And the 2-seamer, the 4-seamer, neither one of them Junior's been able to command very well.
Well, here's Colin Moran, another new face. Came over from the Houston Astros, part of the deal for Garrett Cole. Ran a handful of games with the Astros last year and the year before. He too is off to a nice start.
When you look at the Pirates' batting averages, you say to yourself, pretty good offensive team. I mean, they're second in the league in batting average. I think you take it with a grain of salt. It's been all or nothing basically for the Pirates.
Yeah, especially on the road. Their last 8 road games, all losses, they have averaged not quite 2 runs a game. Bounces up there, good block by Pina.
Wow.
Guerra is just having a ton of trouble here in this first inning.
Yeah, that barely made the dirt. Check it out, the splitter. Watch where it ends up. Well, that's a terrific play by Manny, keeping that close.
And he felt that a little bit too.
And a bicep.
A ball, a strike to the third baseman, Colin Moran. Three walks in this first inning issued by Junior Guerra. He's had a few that have not missed by much at all, but they have missed, according to Quinn Walcott, calling balls and strikes. On it, but fouled it back.
Yeah, right down the middle. Got good velocity. He's already hit 95 miles an hour today. That one at 94 in the strike zone. Center cut down the middle.
Well, if Junior can get out of this, allowing only 1 run. Take that, get into the dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Moran. And he'll take that and go into the dugout as he strikes out Moran. Inning over. Couple of strikeouts, but 3 walks, leading to a Pirates run in the first inning. But the splitter gets Guerra out of the inning. Brewers coming up. Junior Guerra having some command issues, but got out of it. Pirates left the bases loaded. Here come the Brewers now. Let's check out their batting order presented by Potawatomi. Lorenzo Cain, Christian Yelich, and Jesus Aguilar. The top 3. Travis Shaw hits cleanup. Domingo Santana 5th, followed by Manny Pina, Eric Sogard, Orlando Arcia, and Junior Guerra. That's the lineup that will face a man making big league start number 2 tonight, Nick Kingham.
And the first one not bad. 20 consecutive outs. He had 6 2/3 perfect innings against the Cardinals in a victory. Needed 98 pitches to get through 7 innings. He's a big dude. He's 6'5", 225 pounds, out of Texas. Born in Houston.
Debut to remember. Star Wars night at the ballpark, and Lobot at the top of the order for the home team. Got a lot going on this weekend. All kinds of great events at Miller Park.
Cinco de Mayo night tomorrow.
Got the hoodies on Sunday. This is big time. Good to be back home after the first 3-city road trip, and the second 3-city road trip awaits this club after the 2-game set with the Indians next Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, Brewers in the middle of a stretch where they have 19 of 24 games on the road. 5-4 in the first road stretch.
Yeah, this is part of the schedule that those of us outside the clubhouse we look at and say it's a tester. There's a ground ball to Jordy Mercer, and the veteran shortstop handles it for out number 1.
Yeah, let's check out the Pirates defense. You got Dickerson out in left field. You got Marte in center. Gregory Polanco in left. You got Moran, Mercer, Frazier, Bell from 3rd to 1st, and Francisco Cervelli behind home plate tonight.
Here is Christian Yelich. Yelich a home run in the series finale against the Reds on Wednesday night. Brewers sweeping that series, turning it into a 5-4 road trip. Facing the 26-year-old Nick Kingham. Good story for Kingham just to get to this level. Good numbers for Yelich in his career against the Pirates. Getting their first live look in the big leagues at Kingham.
He's a 4-pitch mix. I mean, he did come up with that slider in spring training, and it's been a good pitch for him. Fastball, both the 2-seam and 4-seam, curveball, slider change for Kingham.
4th round draft pick, was a high school teammate in Las Vegas for Bryce Harper. Came back from Tommy John surgery, did Kingham as he was working his way through the minor leagues. At the AAA level in 15 when he was shut down for the rest of that season, and for most of 2016 had 10 starts in the minors, 6 at AAA, the others in A or AA. And then last year his season was delayed, the start of it, because of a ankle injury, so his season didn't get going until the middle of May, but turned things around. As Rock mentioned, he started to use the slider, went with that at the end of spring training. Yelich just gets in the run in a big way. If it's there, it's gone, and it is a foul ball. Just missed.
Yeah, that ball had some hook on it as it got to the line. That's missing that foul ball. Let's check it out.
Oh, did it disappear?
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
You know, and even in slow motion, it's hard to tell. You know, the Brewers are taking a look at it.
Close. They play on, a full count. And that is strike 3 called. Oh, how the game can be cruel. Just miss a long ball and take a called 3rd strike. 2 away here in the 1st inning.
Well, if the ball disappears behind that foul pole, it's a home run. Awfully hard to tell.
So 2 away for Jesus Aguilar. He got in the home run parade in Cincinnati. And Travis Shaw going back-to-back on Tuesday night. But beyond the home run power, you look at that average for Aguilar, the on-base percentage at .417. Makes hard contact with great regularity.
Yeah, even his outs. And it really doesn't matter if it's a left-handed pitcher or right-handed. He stays right on it. Hits the ball hard to all fields.
And they're at first base tonight. Ryan Braun not in the lineup. You're just tuning in.
This is a guy that really is taking advantage of the opportunity, you know, with Thames on the disabled list. Getting a lot of starts over at first base.
2 balls, 1 strike. Travis Shaw on deck. Kingham will bring to 3-1. And there's the first base runner of the night for Milwaukee. Your umpires tonight. I mentioned Quinn Wolcott behind the plate. Jeff Kellogg there, the crew chief, over at first. Marvin Hudson at second. James Hoy making the calls over at third. Here's Travis Shaw right back in the lineup tonight. He left Wednesday night's game after his first at bat with a foot contusion. Fouled a pitch right off that foot in the 2nd inning, and his night was done. Off day yesterday, right back in there this evening. Let's go back to Wednesday night. Here's why Travis had to exit early.
Yeah, right off the top of the front foot there, and had to leave. Braun had to leave later in the game.
Count is even, a ball, a strike. Say this a lot about Ryan Braun, and it's true, but you can say much the same about Travis Shaw. When he hits, the Brewers win. When he doesn't, it'll be a much different story. probably a standard for cleanup hitters or anybody in that 3-4 spot in the lineup.
Yeah, any team. If you're big bats don't get the job done, I mean, you're not going to win games. You can't rely on your 7, 8, and 9 hitters.
Numbers pretty dramatic with Shaw. Five homers in wins, 1 in a loss, 299 in their wins. About $1.50 his batting average in losses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that's Josh Bell. And that'll do it for the Brewers here in the first. A walk, and that's it. We're through the first inning at Miller Park. Pirates with the early lead.
Second inning, and just a reminder, tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo, and you can celebrate at Miller Park with a special theme night ticket package that includes a seat to the Brewers game against these Pirates, plus a chorizo famous racing sausage bobble. To lock in your Cinco de Mayo ticket package, go to brewers.com/theme nights.
Big night tomorrow.
The chorizo racing sausage bobble.
Gonna be a lot of pressure on him tomorrow night now.
You know, I got my money on him in a race.
You like? You should, right? I mean, big day. It's a lot of pressure you're putting on him, but all right.
Yeah, we're all about pressure tonight.
We are. If I put a little on Travis Shaw there, you could get a little something on a chorizo.
I'm all over the sausage.
Jordy Mercer leading off here in the second. 8-9-1 for the Pirates. Veteran shortstop. Maybe not overly flashy, but he's been very steady. Guerra with the 1-2. Chance for Orlando Arcia, out number 1. We'll see if Junior Guerra settles in here. He walked 3 in the first inning, including walking in a run. Francisco Cervelli worked Guerra for a bases loaded walk. And now he'll face Nick Kingham. Won't be hard to top his debut. Paul DeYoung breaking up a perfect game bid over the weekend. There's a long throw for Travis Shaw, and it's on target. 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, we talked about that Brewers defense over the last, couple weeks now. It's been pretty solid. And they're going to kick some around, but I mean, it really hadn't cost them too much as far as runs go. Every now and again it is, but you know, early in the year they were kicking it all over the place. They had a couple of 3-error games, but since that time, in the last couple of weeks or so, it's been good.
Their defensive efficiency, that stat category, that's been a good one for the Brewers. Top 4, top 5 in the National League. Just putting hitters away on balls in play is what that is. And this is not, the starting rotation is not necessarily a big strikeout group, so they've had a lot of chances. Adam Frazier at the top of the order took a called third strike in the first inning. Manning the position that Josh Harrison vacated with the thumb injury, or the hand injury I should say.
Yeah, I hate to see anybody get hurt, but Brewers are not crying at all about not having Harrison in the lineup. He has really hurt the Brewers over the years. They're looking at about another 3 to 4 weeks. Harrison being out with that injury, got hit by a pitch, same bone that he broke, last year, same exact spot.
1-2 is fouled away. This is what we're talking about with Harrison. There have been a number of players who have had to go on to DL for reasons just like this.
Yeah. Well, he stays on home plate. He dives as they say. That front foot goes to home plate.
Junior Guerra with a strikeout. Elevates the fastball and takes care of the Pirates in order. We're through an inning and 1/2.
Here in the second inning, and the Brewers made another roster move today. Zach Davies placed on the 10-day disabled list with right rotator cuff inflammation, suffered in his last start Sunday against the Cubs. Davies spoke with me before the game about how the injury happened and how he hopes to miss just one start here in the rotation.
Back in the start against the Cubs in the last inning, just kind of felt tight, felt like I couldn't get to my release point. I ended up throwing to a couple more batters, but came out of the game and let the staff know. And tried to see how it would progress. Took a couple days off, and then went to a normal throwing program. And positive in that it's progressing the right way, but just not quite fast enough to make that next start.
With the off day yesterday and the Brewers scheduled to have another off day on Monday, Davies says he feels confident that he will miss just the one start, the minimum time on the 10-day disabled list. So he's hopeful that if everything progresses as he anticipates, he could be back in the rotation Friday or Saturday in Colorado. And Craig Counsell echoed a lot of those comments as well, saying he doesn't believe that the injury is serious for Davies. And again, just the 10-day disabled list allows them to give him this extra time.
Yeah, that's where these off days come in handy There's Santana now with a 2-2 count, but off day yesterday, off day Monday. You can make it work with a 4-man rotation.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why you see more guys going on the DL these days, last couple of years, because of that 10-day DL. You really don't miss a whole lot of time. I mean, if that was a 15-day DL, he might not go on the disabled list, you know, because you can backdate it 3 days, you know, from today. I mean, you're only missing, you know, what, a week?
Right.
So, yeah, one start, and he'll be back, hopefully. And it makes sense to put him on the disabled list. Jorge Lopez recalled from AAA.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Domingo Santana, leading off the home half of the second. Santana, Pina, and Sogard against the rookie Nick Kingham. And that is a called 3rd strike. Couple of backwards Ks early on for Kingham.
Yeah, you want to catch those corners. I mean, 93, 94 with the fastball, 2-seam, 4-seam. This is more of the 4-seamer. Quinn Wolcott hasn't been given a whole lot of low strikes. He got that one, 94 miles an hour.
Mentioned Kingham's start in AAA was a good one before being called up. 159 earned run average for Indianapolis, the AAA affiliate for the Pirates. Here's Manny Pina with a drive deep into left field, and this game is tied. Oh, he got all of that. Manny Pina with number 3 on the year.
That had a good sound to it, didn't it?
It sure did.
Yeah, you knew that was out of the ballpark. Well, now Kingham's giving up a run in the big leagues.
Generally, he has a little something for the camera.
Yeah.
And he had a whole lot of something for Nick Kingham. Here's Eric Sogard.
Yeah, check it out. Fastball. Middle in, and Manny able to barrel it up. He knew it was going as soon as he hit it. I think everybody did. That was way back.
So Nick Kingham now has an ERA.
Mm-hmm. Sooner or later, you know what was going to happen.
Right. Sogard getting into the fray for the first time since last Saturday in Chicago, and lines one to center field. Starling Marte is there for out number 2.
Eric Sogard's starting to probably talk to himself, maybe sleepwalking a little bit at home. He's hitting us some pretty bad luck.
Boy, it seemed like it started, I was going to say in New York against the Mets, but maybe even before that, one of the home games before that trip.
Yeah, there comes a point in time where solid contact doesn't really much matter to you anymore. You want to see some results.
Yeah, spring training,
you know,
you're like, okay.
I mean, even early in the season,
right.
You know, but at this point, Sogard thinking, how about a blooper, maybe a broken bat over the infield?
Here's Orlando Arcia. His last 2 games of the Red Series were good for him at the plate. 5 for his last 8, driving in a run. Good sign for the Brewers shortstop. Not big moments, 3 game-winning RBIs, but going to struggle by and large, but showing signs of coming around.
And doing it like he did last year. I mean, hitting the ball to the opposite field. I mean, thinking about going to right field with everything. Then all of a sudden, about 3 weeks in, all of a sudden started to pull the baseball.
And he offers up here, and a couple of strikeouts in the inning for Kingham. He has 3 through the first 2, but he gives up his first run in the big leagues. Manny Pina launched one well into the seats in left field. We are through 2 full at Miller Park. Brewers and Pirates tied at 1. FS1, every match live and more than 300 hours of coverage. The world's biggest sporting event begins June 14th on Fox and FS1. Tie game at Miller Park. Manny Pina launching one out of here off Nick Kingham. 1-1 your score as we move to the top half of the third.
Yeah, Manny's starting to heat up a little bit, isn't he? He's starting to get much better swings, and batting average starting to climb a little bit.
Yeah, his home run in Cincinnati on Monday that the Brewers started. Part of that series sweep, couple of 1-run wins and then 3-1 on Wednesday night. Here's Gregory Polanco. Worked Guerra for a walk in the first inning, 1 of 3 allowed in that opening inning by Guerra. Polanco looking for a bounce back season. Good year for him a couple of years ago. Last year did just .251, 11 home runs, spent a fair amount of time on the disabled list.
That doesn't help when you're not out on the field. That continuity, getting everyday playing time, and kind of disrupts your rhythm.
He had 3 different stints on the DL. Groin injury, hamstring issues. Very highly regarded when he came up a few years ago, this Pirates organization. In the middle of a 5-year contract that has him locked up through 2021.
Yeah, they had that outfield for a few years, Marte, McCutcheon, and Polanco. They were thinking that was going to be together for a long, long time. But and McCutcheon now in San Francisco. Corey Dickerson out in left field done a nice job filling in.
Yeah, they're liking the group, just a little different than what Pirates fans are used to seeing. A ball, 2 strikes. Polanco, Marte, and Josh Bell here in the third for the Pirates.
There's that breaking ball that he throws every now and again, and hadn't really thrown for a strike yet.
Guerra loads up for the 2-2. Got him. Elevates. Polanco chases. He's out number 1.
4 punch outs for Junior. This one way out of the zone. Went with a curveball down and in, then the fastball up. Swings right through it.
Always tempting and hard to hit. There's Starling Marte.
That guy that fills in for you every now and again. You know, his favorite line is on that.
The guy who fills in.
It's like chocolate cake. Looks good, bad for you.
Yeah. He was saving that one up for hours.
Yeah,
I got to get that in there.
That one, yeah.
Who are you talking about? Oh. A ball, a strike to Starling Marte.
Actually, I've been saving that one for about a week or so. I had to give him credit for that line. That's his line, that chocolate cake thing with high fastballs.
He didn't steal it? That's an original?
He probably did, but we all don't have neither one of us have, or any of us have original thought.
No,
right?
That's very true. We borrow. Or steal. There's a one-hopper. Aguilar will fly solo here. They're 2 up, 2 down in the third.
You can never have too much Brewers apparel, so add some gear to your wardrobe this Sunday when the first 20,000 fans for the Brewers Sunday matinee against the Pirates will take home a retro lightweight Brewers hoodie. Secure your seats at brewers.com.
Ball and glove hat. Can't beat it. He's got current events covered and Brewer caps of yesteryear.
Yeah.
Here is Josh Bell. The fill-in is going to return, by the way, in I think 2 weeks.
Minnesota series, right?
Yeah, he'll be at Target Field. Yeah, Brian will be back for a while. Still has some NBA duties. Handling things in the second round. Wherever he may be right now.
Yeah. Probably home watching.
Has your phone buzzed yet?
No.
No? All right. 2 balls, no strikes to Bell. Get a fly ball to left his first trip. And a ground ball is going to get through. And the Pirates have a 2-out base runner.
Yep, only the second hit off of Junior Guerra. Fastball, middle in. Polanco able to get enough of it. And in the right field with 2 outs.
Guerra had retired the last 6. Bell was aboard for Corey Dickerson. He's had some pretty good numbers in recent trips to Miller Park. Those numbers coming with the Tampa Bay Rays. A couple of homers in his last 4 games here. 8 RBIs. He has found this park to his liking. Pirates picked up their run in the first. Brewers matched it on the Pina homer in the second. Oh, 1 pitch in the air to right field, and this will not come back. That's out of here. Ball has some carry tonight. Roof is open, but the 2 long balls tonight, opener closed. They're probably out of here. Dickerson a 2-run shot, and it's 3-1 Pittsburgh.
Yeah, 2 outs, nobody on, and it looked like Junior Guerra is going to have a relatively easy inning. Single homer, and they're up by a couple. Guy's been a nice, consistent run producer for the Pirates. High fastball, nice easy swing, knocks it out of here. Second deck and right.
The first home run allowed by Junior Guerra this season. And now Francisco Cervelli. Walked with the bases loaded in the first. He's in year 2 of a 3-year deal with the Pirates. His 4th year overall with Pittsburgh after several years with the Yankees.
He's another guy when he came over replacing Russell Martin. I mean, he really had a good first year. Nobody really talking a whole lot about missing Russell Martin. And that was a concern for the Pirates. He filled in nicely, not just, with the bat, but, calling a game, being back there just about every day. Nobody's irreplaceable, right?
Right, absolutely. No, he played well, and he avoided injuries that first year, and then last year it came back.
Right.
There's one guy maybe. BA will be back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's hard to replace him. I thought that was where you were going.
No. No.
Nah, you're right about Cervelli, though. Good veteran presence back there. The key for him is to stay healthy. 3-1 pitch. And there is walk number 4 tonight, including 2 to Francisco Cervelli.
And Guerra had come into the game first 4 starts, only 8 walks, so having a difficult time. And it's really been the fastball command that's been a problem for him.
So the pitching coach Derek Johnson will look to settle things here. A strikeout of Polanco, a ground ball to Marte, and then Bell a single, Dickerson a 2-run homer, and Guerra just walked Francisco Cervelli. These Brewers starting pitchers collectively have been on a pretty good run here over the last 2.5 weeks. An ERA of 2.89.
It's amazing how it can turn around, right? 2 outs, nobody on, and it looked like Guerra's going to cruise through the third, and all of a sudden finds himself in trouble already 2 runs in.
He had set down 6 in a row. Looked like he was in rhythm. But we're seeing these all or nothing Pirates in action right now as Colin Moran steps to the plate. This wasn't much room for him to break into that Astros lineup, the world champions. He was part of the Garrett Cole trade. One strike pitch, and that gets away from Pina. Cervelli will move to second.
I mean, Junior's got baseballs at him everywhere. Pina threw one back. The umpire threw one back, and that'll be a pass ball right there.
Yeah. So a runner in scoring position again for the Pirates. Moran off to a good start. 284 average, 373 on base percentage. And the command becoming an issue again for Guerra. Cervelli has walked twice. Back to the fastball to even the count.
He just said, I have to throw a strike, so I'm going to throw it down the middle, and Moran swung right through it.
Bit of a grind in the early going here for Junior Guerra. Here comes 2-2.
Got him on a split-fingered fastball his first time up. Went back to it, but left that one a little bit further up in the zone.
One of 4 strikeouts that Guerra has recorded. Start number 5 of the season for the 33-year-old Junior Guerra. Again, the 2-2. And again, a foul ball. I think in spring training there was an outing against the Dodgers. I want to say he really had to grind it and got through it. I know it's a different world there in spring training, but he was fighting to make the team, get in the rotation, and it turned into a good outing, maybe better than what the line showed. See if he can have a similar path here tonight. It has not been easy by any stretch. This is lifted in the air. This will be in play. Travis Shaw in foul territory, and that'll wrap it up for the Pirates in the 3rd inning. But a Corey Dickerson 2-run homer gives Pittsburgh a 3-1 lead.
had the 2-run double in the second inning, good for hit number 2999. His quest for 3,000 hits. He did come up short last night, but we'll be keeping an eye tonight as the Angels play the Mariners out at Safeco Field. So unfortunate that Albert likely couldn't get it done at home, but we'll keep an eye on it tonight and see if he can join that exclusive 3,000 hit club.
Yeah, one of the great players of his era. I heard Craig Counsell today on MLB Network Radio, and he was asked about Pujols, and Counsell said as a player it got to the point where he was imitating the Pujols batting stance because he had just been released, so you try something different.
Yeah.
The admiration. And I asked Craig today, I said, is this a story that you've told like 1,000 times here locally? And he said, no, it's fairly new. I don't know if that was the truth, if he was playing games with me there, but I'd never heard him tell that story before that he told today on MLB radio. You try something different when you've been released. Get a little offense going. Imitate Pujols.
And not a bad guy to imitate, right? How many guys did that, though? I know my son, when he was in college, he was trying to imitate the Pujols batting stance.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I mean, that's a little bit easier approach to copy than the Joey Votto that, Jonathan Villar is trying to imitate. So it's interesting. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where you kind of miss not watching Albert Pujols, in the division. You don't get to see him 18 times a year, but it's good that you don't see him.
Yes, it is.
18 times a year, right? It's kind of like bittersweet.
Saw him enough.
Yeah, man.
Around here,
Boy,
right?
A lot of those hits against the Brewers.
Full count to Junior Guerra leading off the third inning, and he pops this one up. Calling for it will be Josh Bell, the first baseman, out number 1. That was funny. Counsell said, yeah, today people probably, all the kids are imitating Mike Trout. You had to pick somebody. That'd be a good choice.
Yeah, more of a, more classic batting stances. You remember Counts had that, that batting stance, the bat way over his head.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I guess as you get a little bit older, you're not able to, really make those adjustments, not get the pitches when you have the bat up that high. He had a unique stance, middle of his career.
Lasted a long time.
Yeah, he did.
A couple of World Series rings.
Got the absolute most out of his natural ability.
Sure did.
I mean, he thought through what he was doing, and smart player, learned the game, and he's done a terrific job as the Brewers manager.
Boy, this season, by the way, it was 3 years ago today that Counsell became the Brewers manager.
That's right. Dodgers were here, right?
That's right. Clayton Kershaw. 2 strikes and nothing to Lorenzo Cain. Yeah, what a way to debut as a manager. Your team's facing Clayton Kershaw. There was a game the Brewers won. Rallied to beat the Dodgers. A no decision for Kershaw, but pretty exciting night here at the ballpark. And yeah, I think you're definitely right about Counsell. I think across baseball, the reputation that he has earned now as a manager, in the mix, getting votes for manager of the year last year, what he did with his Brewers ball club, and how they've navigated through the injuries. They're still waiting on the return of their closer, Corey Knebel.
Right. I mean, really a masterful job of working the Brewers bullpen, and that was borderline inside. Lorenzo Cain getting rung up. Well, let's check it out. Is this a strike? Probably a little too close to take, but normally that's not going to be called. Quinn Wolcott's been a little inconsistent on his strike zone tonight, but again, pretty close.
2 outs and the base is empty here in the third inning. Christian Yelich to the plate. Yelich just did miss a home run in the first inning. Just outside the foul pole, he ended up taking a called third strike. That's in on the hands, and Josh Bell will handle this himself, and Nick Kingham has a 1-2-3 inning. We are through 3. The Pirates with a 2-run lead. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. By Ascension, coming together to give healthcare a better name. We are Ascension. And by Pepsi, this is the Pepsi for your crew. Fourth inning at Miller Park. Series opener, Brewers and the Pirates. A Corey Dickerson 2-run homer in the third. The difference right now, 3-1 Buccos as Jordy Mercer leads off. Mercer, Nick Kingham, and Adam Frazier. And a ground ball to Arcia. He's out number one. We'll see how Junior navigates this on a beautiful night in Milwaukee.
Boy, nice to have the roof open, huh?
Oh my goodness. Think of that last homestand. A couple snowstorms. And was winter ever going to end?
How about that last road trip in Chicago, right?
Uh-huh.
Been nice if it had the roof.
Yes, it would have.
They should have thought of that back in 1910.
Well, since they're doing all these renovations there, come on.
Right.
Cover it up. But it was spring-like in Cincinnati, and Brewers enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was a good series. They showed the power again, but they manufactured some runs as well. Got good pitching. How about Wade Miley on Wednesday night? That was impressive.
Yeah, good start. Effective with a fastball. He's picking up where he left off in spring training. Good to see. Good to have the depth in the pitching staff, and the Brewers knew they had it leaving spring training, and it's been put to the test.
Chase Anderson, he had a battle that helped get the job done in his last start. You talk about it, and we're seeing a little bit of this tonight with Guerra. Chase battled through it, didn't necessarily have his best stuff, but he and Manny Pina working together helped get him through.
Man, that's when you know you're a solid major league starter, when you know you don't have your good command. You didn't have the pop on the fastball. It's easy to pitch in this game, or I should say a lot easier when all of your pitches are working for you, but it's the times when you don't and you're able to grind through starts and have your team win. That's when you know you're an asset to a team.
Yeah, if you look at the line for Anderson in that game, it's not going to impress you much, but sometimes you have to peel back a layer or two. Did what he needed to do to help the Brewers get the win. Kingham pops this one up. And Orlando Arcia calling him off. Out number two. Hey, the future is here, and now's the time to own it. The new home of the Milwaukee Bucks opens next season, but now's the time to lock in your seats. Season ticket packages for the 2018-19 season are on sale now, so purchase yours today at foxsportswisconsin.com/events. Fun things going on with the Milwaukee Bucks. Took the Celtics to the limit. Looking forward to getting it started up again next season. Big season, new arena. Here's Adam Frazier. He has struck out looking and swinging. Settled in when called upon at the top of the order for Clint Hurdle. Was there at the top of the order for some 63 games last year for the Pirates. Guerra retired the first two in the third inning and then trouble hit. Let's see if he can avoid that here. Ahead of ball, 2 strikes to Adam Frazier. bouncing ball to Eric Sogard. This will be the second 1-2-3 inning for Junior Guerra. Star Wars night at the ballpark, and they are decked out appropriately.
Because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Bottom of the fourth here at the ballpark. Star Wars nights at Miller Park. 3-1 Pirates lead the Milwaukee Brewers.
You know, we should have done on our off day, other than, you know, instead of making beer. We should have watched Star Wars so we can know what these people are up to tonight. You know, it's a good point you raise, but I will tell you this: making beer was fun. I mean, even better, I guess, making beer and then watching it would have been smart. But we had a good time over at Miller Coors, huh? Oh, we really did. Thanks to all the good folks over there, as we learned how to make what you and I have enjoyed a time or two in our lifetime. Yeah, you know, our contest that's going to happen on July 20th here at the ballpark. You and I against Josh Hader and Taylor Williams. They're going to go over on Monday to make their beer. What a great time. Oh, it was, yeah. It was fabulous. Learned a lot. We're just trying to figure out what our name's going to be, the name of the beer. We're brainstorming, which, you know, for us is a rather dangerous endeavor. Well, we have others doing that. Yeah, we do. People with brains. 2-2 to Jesus Aguilar. Maybe want to thank Troy over there at the technical center where they do their experimental brews. He helped us put our concoction together, and hopefully it's going to taste good. Oh, I think it'll be outstanding. I hope. Strikeout number 5 for Nick Kingham, and yeah, here we are, the brainstormers in action. See, we're, you know, the various hops. This is really scientific for us. Yeah, there's Troy right there. Yeah. He's the guy that did it all. We were just kind of hanging out, having a good time. We had our safety glasses on. Yeah, they gave us that, so that's called false hustle on our part. But we did work a little bit. Travis Shaw at the plate. They had us, you know, clipping on some of the valves on the kettles. I had a good froth going. That was hard. It was hot in there. It was. Yeah, it was fun though. Shaw going the other way. Dickerson, long run, cannot get it. Shaw on his way to second with a double. Second hit of the night for the Brew Crew. Well, Travis Shaw taking that one to the opposite field. It just kept slicing further and further away from Dickerson as it got out there. It's that off-speed pitch on the outside corner. Well, Dickerson for a second was going to be able to catch up to it, but kept slicing away from him.
Well, 1 out, 1 on. Domingo Santana at the plate. He took a called third strike in the second inning. Talk about some Brewers showing positive signs in the last few days. Santana is one of them. He had a couple of hits on Wednesday and had a huge hit in a series, in that series against the Reds. Big 2-run double. It was a solid road trip for Santana. 8 for 24. Chance to pick up Travis Shaw here in the fourth. Domingo has driven in 6. Shaw trying to get something started. He doubled with 1 out. Kingham with the 2-1. Goes off speed.
That big guy 6'6", and he does have a variety of different off-speed pitches that have been very effective in his 2 starts. That change up and slider. Throw a curveball every now and again.
And that gets away from Cervelli. Shaw moves to third.
Yeah, that's that slider, that sweeping slider that breaks very late and has a big break to it. And no chance for Cervelli to square it up. Hits the glove and bounces toward the Brewer dugout.
Full count to Santana. And a strikeout. Another one for Nick Kingham. 6 now. And we're just in the 4th inning.
And another breaking ball.
Well, now he has to deal with Manny Pina. This is what happened the first time around. A no-doubter. 428 feet. That was the shot off the bat of Pina in the second inning to get the Brewers on the board.
Yeah, first pitch fastball jumped it.
Pina, a homer in the series against the Reds, a home run tonight. Trying to find a way to drive home Travis Shaw here in the 4th. Kingham given the inside corner.
Yeah, borderline in and up in his zone.
Two-strike pitch. When we talk about the poise of this guy, 26 years old, he's had to deal with Tommy John surgery, having 2 seasons wiped out in his climb to the big leagues. Just his 2nd start at this level, and Pina slaps a ground ball to Jordy Mercer. And that'll do it for the Brewers in the 4th. They waste a double from Shaw. We're through 4. It's 3-1 Pirates.
Beautiful Friday night here in Milwaukee. The Pirates have a 3-1 lead as we head to the 5th. Checking out tonight's UW Whitewater minor league scouting report, it's center fielder Corey Ray with the 2-run shot, the walk-off home run to give the Shuckers a 3-2 win over Jacksonville. That was his only hit of the game, and on the season he's hitting .248 with 2 homers, 11 RBIs, 3 triples, and a Gatorade shower, because why not? It's a walk-off. He deserves it. But an update for you as well. There's a number of Brewers players with Biloxi on minor league rehab assignments. Corey Knebel pitched in last night's game, 1 inning for him with 1 strikeout as well. Stephen Vogt caught the game. He's caught 2 games now in Biloxi. He has a 1 home run as well. And Boone Logan has made 2 appearances with Biloxi. He's pitched 2 innings, has 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, has given up 3 runs. But overall, good progress for all of them. They're all nearing their returns from their respective injuries. And it's possible that Corey Knebel and Stephen Vogt could rejoin the Brewers before their next road trip.
All right, some positive news there from Sophia as Gregory Polanco leads off here in the 5th.
And in the meantime, I mean, you know, Brewers bullpen has been doing a real good job. But the one thing I thought about with all those big leaguers down in Biloxi, those guys in that clubhouse must be eating really well.
That's right. They're picking it up.
Big leaguers come down to the minor leagues on, you know, rehab to get ready for the season. They treat those minor leaguers really well. They deserve it.
So those guys are saying, "Hey man, take your time. Make sure you're ready before you head on back.
Don't rush it."
That's right.
It's not like Michael Jordan buying the minor league team a bus.
Well, you know, but still not bad.
Right, they're enjoying it, I bet.
A ball, 2 strikes to Polanco. Polanco, Marte, and Bell. Here in inning number 5. All positive signs, because you remember with Vogt, his spring training was cut short. The shoulder issue. Boone Logan went down the same day that Wade Miley did in that last full week of the Cactus League. And with Corey Knebel, you all know how good he was last year, the all-star for this ball club.
Going to be some tough decisions to make with respect to that bullpen coming up. Not going to be easy.
Yeah, they're going to have to make a move with someone who's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
A ball, 2 strikes. And that is shot back through and into center field. Hit number 4 for the Pirates.
Yeah, watch Polanco pull the hands in on this fastball in. Yeah, very good low ball hitter. And hits it hard back through the middle. Watch the hands close to the body and able to lace it up the middle. He's got those long arms. He controls both sides of the plate extremely well when he's going well. It's all about staying on the baseball.
Here's Starling Marte. Marte a single to left in the 1st and a ground ball to Aguilar in the 3rd. He is 6 for 13 in his opportunities against Junior Guerra. There's the 1-0. Marte's season was cut short last year. He served 80-game suspension, testing positive for a banned substance.
And he came back when the Brewers were in Pittsburgh. That's a guy they missed last year.
Big time.
Guy can do a lot of things to help you.
And he was an all-star in 2016. And he hits this one well into center field. On the run is Kane, and it is off the wall. Polanco, it takes that side bounce off the wall. Polanco is in. Marte's being waved around, and he's going to have himself an inside the park home run. Part of the nuances of Miller Park. Takes that bounce off the wall in center field, and Marte, who can scoot, comes all the way around.
Yeah, fastball middle in, and Marte able to hit it hard off the wall, off the angle in that wall in center. Got a little bit too close, and by the time he picks it up, Marte runs well, and he's able to score. That's one of those where your corner outfielders have to help you out. I mean, you got to bust it over towards center field. You never know where that baseball is going to hit, and in that case, Santana probably could have helped him out there.
Bell hits it sharply, but Sogard handles it.
You can see Kane, maybe he thinks he might be able to get there, but got too close. Well, I guess maybe not. I mean, that was a tough play for anybody, but with the way Marte runs, no chance to get him at home plate.
So a 5-1 lead for the Pirates. Guerra records the first out as he retires Josh Bell. Here's Corey Dickerson, who has walked and he has homered. His blast left the yard. Brent Suter now up in the Milwaukee bullpen.
You got two guys that can give you multiple long innings. You got Suter and Lopez in the bullpen. Lopez called up today when Davies went on the DL. He can give you, a lot of innings.
Dickerson lifts this one into shallow left field. Arcia racing out there. He'll squeeze it for out number 2. Yeah, you mentioned Lopez and in that first time up with the Brewers, it was a tough night for Milwaukee. They lost to Cincinnati. That was what opened the previous homestand, but he helped save the bullpen that night. He gave Counsell 3 good innings.
Yeah, and that's why he's up. That's why he's here. In the case of a very short start, you can put him in there or Brent Suter and take the pressure off your late inning guys.
Here's Francisco Cervelli. Pirates catcher has walked twice tonight. The first time he walked with the bases loaded. First rough outing of 2018 for Junior Guerra. Here's the 1-1.
And it really has been fastball command tonight. I mean, you really can't put it on the split-fingered fastball. I mean, that's the pitch late in the count when he's ahead. He hasn't been ahead a whole lot, at least early in the game. Just hasn't been able to put the fastball in the corners tonight.
1-2 on the way. Two clean innings, but innings 1, 3, and 5 have been scoring innings for the Pirates. And a base hit for Cervelli. Into left center field. He takes the big turn. Here's the throw from Kane, and safe at second is Cervelli. He was thinking 2 all the way, and he gets himself a hustle double.
Not bad for a catcher, huh? The way he runs.
Not bad at all.
I mean, he was thinking 2 right out of the batter's box. 2 outs, nobody on. You can see the way he's busted it out there, kind of in the gap. By the time Kane gets there, it's a good throw, but Cervelli able to beat it. I think Sogard missed the tag initially. He did. Good call at second base. You put the tag on there, he's out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to look at that. He's out at second base.
Yeah, the bag got in the way.
Came off the bag.
Oh, there you go.
There he is right there. He's out. I mean, that shouldn't take very long. He's safe there, but then it comes off the base.
Yeah, good job by Sogard as he was trying to sweep the tag. glove hit the bag, but then he kept the tag applied, which is what they are taught to do now for plays just like this. Inning over. Oh, Cervelli popped off the bag. He has just found out.
He knew he was out.
He tried. He kept a straight face for 2 or 3 seconds. Pirates get a couple of runs, though. A 2-run inside the park homer from Starling Marte. 5-1 Pittsburgh.
A 5-1 lead here in the 5th, and we all recognize the heroes on the field, but this season the Brewers and Meyer want to honor the heroes that make a difference in our community. Each month, one outstanding local individual will be recognized on the field and throw out the ceremonial first pitch. And if you'd like to nominate someone you know or to learn more, you can visit brewers.com/community.
All right, Sophia, thank you much. Good Friday night crowd here at the ballpark. Ready for the home team to start chipping away here.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have fans like we have here in Milwaukee. I mean, we go on the road and you see some very sparsely attended events.
Boy, you're right. And
but hardly ever here at Miller Park. Good for them.
Yeah, it's outstanding.
And
beautiful ballpark.
And we thank them for that. It means a lot.
Eric Sogard leading things off. Well, a perfect night tonight. Tailgating alive and well. Brewers went 6-1 on their last homestand, lost the first game and rolled through the next 6. Mentioned the first appearance for Sogard since Saturday at Wrigley Field, his first starting assignment in 8 days. Talked about his last at bat. Looking for a break right now.
Well, and again, I think if he was swinging the bat better, he would have got some starts. But, you know, Craig Counsell needs as much offense as he can. I mean, there was a stretch on that road trip where the Brewers could not find any offense. It was, you know, one of those positions where he can't get a guy in the lineup to try and get him going.
In the air, right field. It hangs up there for Polanco, out number 1. Brewers tonight with 2 hits so far off Nick Kingham. And the 1 run was the Manny Pina homer in the second. As you said in Brewers Live, you get one chance to make a good first impression. Kingham did that against the Cardinals, and he's not half bad here tonight so far.
His second impression is not too shabby either.
Ground ball to Colin Moran, quickly 2 men out.
The one thing you like, and we've seen that from a lot of the Brewers, the young guys that have come up, throwing strikes. I mean, he's walked one tonight. He did not walk a batter in his first start, so yeah, right away it tells you that they trust their stuff. And why wouldn't you? I mean, he's got good arsenal. He's got a good repertoire of off-speed pitches. 3 different ones that he goes to. And has pretty good command of the fastball. And it appears that, you know, he hides the ball well. We talk a lot about that. And that's a big deal, because if hitters can't pick you up, especially the first time they've seen a certain pitcher always seems to have the advantage first time through.
That's clearly going on with Dick Kingham, excuse me, as Jonathan VR will pinch hit for Junior Guerra. His night is done, so he gets his first look at Kingham. Pops a fastball in there to even the count. Kingham turned down an offer to play college ball at the University of Oregon. Born in Houston, Texas, went to high school in Las Vegas. Mentioned a high school teammate of Bryce Harper, who, by the way, has homered twice tonight.
Yeah.
There's a little bouncy ball by the mound. Tough play, no play for Jordy Mercer. Infield hit for Jonathan VR.
Another one. He's got a bunch of them this year, and so do the Brewers. They're playing deep in the infield with 2 outs. Making contact, beats it in front of the plate. And no chance for Jordy Mercer. And he knows it, just holds on to it.
Hit number 3 for the Brew Crew. Well, the Pirates got some things done with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. We'll see if the Brewers can do a similar thing here in the 5th as the lineup turns over for Lorenzo Cain. Kingham keeps an eye on VR. Tough call, 3rd strike. Cain took his last time up.
And borderline inside corner.
VR is running, or it started to, and then bluffed. Trying to mess with the rookie right now.
I think he was messing with Cain a little bit there. He started, and I think Cain gave up on the pitch. It looked like a pretty good pitch to hit.
Big guy, Kingham, 6'5", 225. Runner holds. 2 strikes and nothing to Lorenzo Cain. Excellent on base percentage, .391 for Cain. The 0-2. Ball chase. The 1-2 pitch. And he struck him out. Or a foul tip that Cervelli hangs on to, and that'll do it for the Brewers in the 5th. It's 5-1 Pirates as we move to inning number 6. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lights. Great taste and only 96 calories. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Frustrating night so far for the Milwaukee Brewers as the Pirates, a couple of home runs, have to jump 5-1 Pittsburgh as we move to inning number 6. Bottom of the order for Pittsburgh, and they'll be facing a new pitcher here tonight as Brent Suter is now on the mound.
Yeah, first action out of the bullpen for Suter. Last pitch, it was a start against the Cubs at Wrigley Field. 5 innings, 2 runs in a Brewers 3-2 loss. They got a no decision.
Always quick working Suter.
Replaced in the starting rotation by Wade Miley.
Colin Moran with a bouncer to Eric Sogard. And that is out number 1. Time now for the Lowe's whole team together. Talk about the bullpen of the Milwaukee Brewers and how good has it been? Really good. Since April 17th. Been pretty good all along, but especially lately. 46 2/3 innings, an ERA of less than 1. Check out the strikeouts. 54 punchouts and 46 2/3. Josh Hader strikes out everybody. The opponent's hitting just $166.
Yeah, they've all been really good no matter when, Craig Counsell calls on them early in the game, late in the game. There's really no closer. They all have the ability to do it. And yeah, Josh Hader, the big story. He's the National League reliever of the year, of the week, month, I should say. I'll get it straight.
Watching that Jordy Mercer fly ball. But, well, if he keeps months like that, I think we can give him the relief pitcher of the year.
Yeah, maybe, right? All the strikeouts, averaging over 2 strikeouts per inning. Unbelievable stuff.
It was amazing. I think even days later, people talking about his effort against the Reds. 2 2/3. 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. 37 pitches.
And hardly a foul ball.
You're right. Making some pretty good hitters look bad. Mercer, a swing and a miss. 2 2. He has twice grounded to short. That's in the air to center field. Kane is there. Suter has retired the first 2. Let's get more on Brent Suter as we check in with Sophia Minute.
Well, in Cincinnati, when they put Brent Suter back in the bullpen, I asked him just what that meant for him, and he said he's just really excited to join a group that not only has had great success, as you guys said, that has been as dominating as this bullpen, but he says you really get that vibe that they like to pitch for each other. And I asked him just how his starting experience can help him now that he's going back in the pen. He said, obviously, I'm stretched out, so I'm prepared to cover multiple innings if that's what I'm asked to do. And he said he also got a better read off of hitters' swings. He said, last year he really struggled getting the 3rd time through the lineup. He said it was actually the reverse this time. He felt it was like the 1st or 2nd time it was, a bad pitch or a bad inning here or there, but he felt he was really able to get a read off of hitters' swings, settle down, and compete after that. So he said that's something that he's going to really carry over now that he's back in the bullpen.
A ball, 2 strikes here as Kingham rolls one over to Eric Sogard. That's a nice and easy inning for Brent Suter. Puts him down in order. Bottom of the 6th. Brewers have a little work to do. Number 6, Christian Yelich will be leading things off. Here's what Yelich did on Wednesday against Luis Castillo. Took him into the seats in right field. Powerball home run count. 3 of them now for Christian Yelich.
Almost had one tonight.
Just did miss in the first inning. Just hooked foul down the right field line. Change here for the Pirates. Sean Rodriguez, good utility player. He is now in the lineup for Adam Frazier at second base. He's at the top of the order for Pittsburgh now. Star Wars night at Miller Park.
We just had the stormtroopers walking in front of us here at the booth.
Were you intimidated?
A little bit.
Were you?
I sat down.
You're not easily intimidated.
No. There they are.
Yeah, there you go. You should feel well protected. Dude on the left, that's a game face right there.
Yeah.
He's not taking anything from anybody. The spirit of it all. Our former producer here, who is now, I'm sure, wearing out the Diamondbacks TV crew, Brad Weimer, he was all about Star Wars, right?
Oh, yeah, he loved it. Yep. They actually did their broadcast open on Star Wars Day in Arizona. Was that a couple of years ago? They had Bob Brenly in the Chewbacca outfit.
Oh, that's right.
Now that's going all out.
A ball, a strike to Christian Yelich. Little check swing, get down. It does. A fair ball for Yelich. And he adds himself a double.
Hey, he was due for one of those. Excuse me, swing, and puts it in a pretty good spot. Now it's time for a crooked number as a slider. Didn't mean to. Well, wanted to hold up, but made good contact on it. Dumps it down the left field line.
Double number 150 for Christian Yelich. So that's how the 6th inning starts for the Brew Crew. Here is Jesus Aguilar. He was walked and struck out tonight. Out in front there.
Curveball that time.
A good mix for Nick Kingham. Ball, a strike to Jesus. 2 homers. He's driven in 9.
I was talking to Darnell Coles before the game about Kingham, and the one thing he did say about him, he's got a very quick arm action, and when he decides to get rid of the baseball, which makes it difficult to pick up rotation. He takes it out of his hand relatively, normal, and then when he starts to throw, very quick, snaps it.
There's a line drive into center field, a base hit. Yelich rounding third. Here's the throw from Marte, and safe at home is Yelich as Aguilar moves to second, and that's good work by Christian Yelich to avoid the tag.
Well, good work by Christian Yelich on a lot of counts, but the way he cuts third base is why he was able to make it in there. Kind of a risky send by Ed Cedar down by 4 runs with nobody out. Well, Marte was playing deep in the outfield. I think that Yelich was a little surprised he was sent, but how about the slide? Able to get out of the way of the tag and grabbing the plate with his hand. Boy, a tremendous job by Yelich. Look at that. That is incredible. Good job. 5-2 now.
You've talked about it going back to spring training, but when you folks come to the ballpark, watch this guy run the bases. Cuts it tight. Saw it most recently in the series against the Reds. See it again tonight as the Brewers have pulled it within 3. But this guy is a thing of beauty watching him run the bases.
He learned that when he was with the Marlins, you know, leaning in and trying to cut down the distance between base to base. And that's the reason why he was able to get in there safely.
You got my attention in the Cactus League when you compared him to a Brewer who ran the bases rather well.
Yeah, Robin, I don't use that comparison too often.
So a double from Yelich, run scoring single from Aguilar, who moves up to second on the throw. It's a 5-2 game. RBI number 10 for Aguilar. And here's Travis Shaw, and he pops this one up. Shallow center. Mercer steps in front of Marte for out number 1.
And Travis Shaw liked to have that one back. That was a pretty good pitch to hit. Had a good swing, just got under it. Yeah, he liked to get another whack at that pitch. You can see his reaction when he popped it up. Can't believe it.
And that's one he more often than not drives. Here's Domingo Santana.
Getting back to the quick arm, I mean, that's one of the reasons why hitters, at least in his first 2 starts, have been unable to really pick up rotation, and that's why you see him swinging at that breaking pitch out of the zone.
Santana has struck out twice. Yeah, I've got to think, Rock, we were talking before the game, the Brewers have at least seen video in the big leagues now of Kingham. But until you see him live,
yeah, watch. You can't see the arm until right here, and then it's very quick, and you're trying to pick up the baseball, let alone picking up spin.
It's right on you.
Yeah.
2-strike pitch. Santana drive, left field. It is gone. Home run. 2-run blast from Santana as the Brewers make it a 1-run game.
And the Brewers chase him here in the 6th inning. Here comes Clinton Hurdle, and there was a mistake on an 0-2 pitch.
He hit 30 of them last year. That's his first in 2018 as Santana runs the gauntlet. The Brewers are within 1. We have a pitching change in Milwaukee. Santana with a 2-run shot. Final pitch of the night from Nick Kingham.
Yeah, bad slider. I mean, middle in, up in the zone, and on an 0-2 pitch, makes a mistake that costs him a couple of runs. Only takes one. Santana having a rough night at the plate on an 0-2 count. 381 feet. That got out of here in a hurry.
First of the year for Santana. It's a 5-4 game, so Kingham goes 5 1/3. Edgar Santana now on the mound for the Pirates. Here's Manny Pina.
Well, 14th game for Santana, 438 the earned run average. He was with the Pirates for 19 games last year, all out of the bullpen, and a 3.50 ERA.
Breaking ball drops in for a strike. Here's at the plate, presented by Wendy's. Manny Pina got the Brewers scoring started. Solo shot in the second, a ground ball to short in the fourth. 1-1 pitch. Santana out to shallow left field. Mercer takes charge for the second out. Two away for Eric Sogard. Couple of fly balls for Sogard tonight, one to center and one to right. Facing the 26-year-old Edgar Santana, up and down 3 times a year ago with the Pirates. Majority of his season with AAA Indianapolis.
Yeah, basically a sinker slider, the 2-seamer, 95 miles an hour, slider to go with it.
The 1-0. Sogard, a fly ball hit back into left center field. Marte with room at the track. Sogard gives it another ride, and unfortunately nothing to show for it. But the Brewers get back into the fight. Domingo Santana with a big shot. Aguilar doing his part, an RBI single. And then Santana goes deep, and it's a 1-run game. A Miller Park's baseball diamond will transform into a soccer pitch on Wednesday, July 11th, when U.S. soccer legend Landon Donovan leads Club Leon against CF Pachuca. Secure your tickets. See some of the world's premier soccer players by visiting brewers.com/soccer. Sean Rodriguez leading things off, and He drops a single in front of Domingo Santana. Rodriguez coming in for Adam Frazier. That snapped an 0 for 14 slide for one of the good utility players that the Pirates have had.
Yeah, they can move him around a lot, and he's been a pretty good pinch hitter over the years. Not a pinch hit opportunity right there. But they'll put Rodriguez in for defense if Clint Herter feels as though they need some extra defense with a lead late. And not a bad hitter at that.
Yeah, second time around this organization for the 33-year-old Rodriguez. And here is Gregory Polanco. He's walked, struck out, and singled. Suter keeping Rodriguez close. Second inning of work for Brent Suter out of the Brewers bullpen. A 1-2-3 sixth. Junior Guerra went the first 5. A strike to Polanco. Pirates about hit the Brewers now 7-6, and Polanco gets hit. You know, Suter doesn't throw hard, but it's still hard ball, and he felt that one a little bit.
Yeah, it depends on where it gets you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just a kind of a glancing blow. That's not going to hurt too bad. Got him on the arm. Not a good start to the 7th inning.
First 2 Pirates reach. Rodriguez single, and now Polanco gets hit by a Brent Suter pitch. Starling Marte hit an inside the park home run. Last time up. He now has 11 career home runs against the Brewers. It has not really been a big part of his game, but 11 home runs against Milwaukee, more than any other opponent he has faced.
Not often you see an inside the park home run either. That was a true one. No chance for an error on it. Nice inside the park home run off the Brewer was back in 2015.
JT Real Muto. Here's how it looked. The nuances of this ballpark.
Yeah, the angle. Lorenzo got a little bit too close to that wall, and by the time he gathers it up too late, Marte runs well. Does a pretty good job of cutting the bases himself. No play at home.
Well, you and BA have talked about it. You know, part of the design of this park in center field, in particular, the design here. Robin Yount had a little something to do with that, right?
A lot to do with it. They wanted to make the dimensions a little bit more triple friendly. One of the most exciting plays, you know, in baseball, the triple. I guess the inside the park home run a little bit more exciting than that.
1-2 pitch. Nice catch. Nice and calm. Obligatory handshake.
Thank you for catching that. Would have hit me right in the head.
0-1. 1-2 to Marte. Josh Bell is on deck. There you go. Strike 3 call. First strikeout for Suter. That's out number 1.
Yep, the fastball catching the outside corner and got the call. That's more like it. Borderline 88 miles an hour, and Quinn Wolcott rings it up. Now get your double play.
Rodriguez singled to right. Polanco was hit by a pitch. Switch hitting Josh Bell. Not a lot of at bats from the right side, but he's fared well. 6 for 19. He singled to right in 3 trips this evening. And pops this one up. Pina will have a play for out number 2.
Well, you think you can't throw inside when you're throwing, mid 80s? Think again. Got in on his hands. Easy foul pop for Manny. That's that cutter. He likes to throw it, and when it's working, he gets it in there. Effective.
2/3 of the way home here in the 7th inning. Now he'll deal with Corey Dickerson. Dickerson tonight has walked at a 2-run homer and popped to short.
Dickerson has been real good against left-handed pitching. 5 for 13. Not too bad. Not too many opportunities, but when he's had the chance, he's hitting him at a 385 clip.
You can see him choke up on that bat. Good at getting the ball in play. Came in good with runners in scoring position. Breaking ball misses. He's a low strikeout guy. Just 12 times he has struck out in 114 at bats. Good acquisition for this Pirates team. The 1-1. Let's go back to the 3rd inning off Junior Guerra, a no-doubter.
Yeah, high fastball, middle in, and high towering shot in the second deck.
First 2 reached. Suter got Marte looking, and Bell on a foul pop. 2-1 on the way. The Pirates have dropped their last 8 road games, but they won 7 of their first 9. Off to a good start. Good series to open the season against the Tigers. Here's the 2-2.
Suter's got pretty good velocity tonight. I mean, we're only talking 88, but he's usually 86, 87. I mean, a little bit more on it than he normally has as a starter. I guess you can get away with that coming out of the bullpen.
Well, you said not afraid to pitch inside. Not if you can elevate as well. We see this with the Brewers. You see it throughout baseball, really. See what he has in mind here on the 2-2 pitch. A liner right to Aguilar. Suter pitches out of trouble. First 2 reached. He retired the next 3. Stretch time at Miller Park. 5-4 Buccos.
Hey, tonight's time of the game winner, Tower Junction and Manfred. If they call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. Montford, Wisconsin, southwest corner of our state.
You've been there, right?
I have not.
You've not? Okay.
I have not.
Just checking.
Doesn't mean I'm not going to get there at some point.
Put it on the list. Michael Freese now out of the bullpen for the Pirates.
Yeah, Pirates bullpen has had its struggles, but you know they have had some pretty good performances. This guy's been pretty good. 346 earned run average. 16 strikeouts, only 5 walks in 13 innings, and a pretty good opponent batting average.
Orlando Arcia will lead things off. A pinch hitter, then Lorenzo Cain. And there's your pinch hitter. See if Arcia can get on base for him. Feliz, by the way, another one of those who came over from Houston, part of the Garrett Cole trade. Little inconsistent was Feliz with the Astros last year, was not on the postseason roster. 2-1 pitch. Soft liner over Mercer and a base hit. And the tying run is on here in inning number 7.
And now the fun begins. You got the pitcher spot coming up, and Ryan Braun going to get an opportunity. It makes such a big difference when the bottom of your order can get on base. First time that the bottom 3 have been on today. I should say VR with an infield hit, but Arcia with his first hit tonight.
Brewers trailed 5-1. A 3-run 6th has made this interesting, and another club that Ryan Braun has fared very well against. It's a short list of those clubs he is not. Nearly 300 with 30 bombs. He is 2 for 5 as a pinch hitter this year. Let's check out the Powerball home run leaderboard. Eric Thames, who a week ago had surgery for his injured thumb, he is still at the top with 7. Travis Shaw right behind him, Braun with 5. Lorenzo Cain has 4. Those are the 2 hits and a pinch hit roll for Braun. One of them a 3-run homer. That was against the Marlins in the last homestand.
Well, on the Braun solo bobblehead night.
That's right. It would only be appropriate. Star Wars night at the ballpark.
And we've got one of his bobbleheads right here.
1-0 pitch. Braun came out of Wednesday's game against the Reds. Calf issue flared up a touch. Off day yesterday.
Pretty good life on that heater right there, 95. Just missing the inside corner. Yeah, Braun looking for something middle away. That's his bread and butter.
Arcia a leadoff single to left. Feliz with a 2-1. Good cut.
That was the one right there. That's the other thing about Cervelli. He gets a lot of these. When Jonathan Lucroy was here, he seemed like he'd get 2 of those a night. Cervelli not far behind him.
He has had bad luck with concussions. in his career. Was on the 7-day list a couple of times. Last season was Cervelli.
Yeah, that last pitch for Ryan Braun, that's the one he wanted. That's his pitch.
See if Feliz can make a mistake and give her another one here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That is strike 3 called. It's the low strike there in the zone, and that's out number 1.
Well, you always get one pitch to hit, it seems like, in every at bat. Braun missed his, and yeah, that low strike, Feliz able to get the call.
One away in the 7th for Lorenzo Cain. Over that Powerball home run leaderboard, number 4 for Cain came in Cincinnati. He struck out a couple of times tonight, looking to reach for the first time. It's are even at 7. Cain has driven in 10 to go with his 4 home runs. The 0-1. Arcia was bluffing as though he would go. There's Matt Albers getting loose in the Milwaukee bullpen. Good work by Brent Suter. A couple of scoreless innings. You're right about that life. He has some on that fastball.
Yeah, a little giddy up on it right at the end, and that little finish.
A ball, 2 strikes. And another strikeout.
98.
Two away here in the 7th.
Yeah, just reaching back and giving it everything he's got. 98 up in the zone.
'24-year-old Michael Feliz put up a leadoff single to Arcia, but gets back-to-back strikeouts of Braun and Lorenzo Cain. Now it's Yelich. An excuse me double down the line and left in the 6th inning. Just missed a long ball in the 1st. Hooked foul down the right field line. Count evens, a ball, a strike.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for Arcia to score on anything that stays in the ballpark as deep as the Pirate outfield's playing. These guys are a couple of strides from the warning track. A lot of room in front of them.
The 1-1. Snap throw, look out, and he just does get back.
And swipe tag, he missed him. Cervelli, good throw. I think he missed the tag. If he gets him there, he's out. Does he get the pants?
I don't think so.
No.
Arcia was able to stay wide enough. Here comes the 2-1. Good block by Cervelli.
Yep.
Hitters count now for Christian Yelich. The Brewers have runners at first and second. Freese flirting with trouble now. 2 on, 2 out. And a fun matchup about to unfold. Hard thrower, really hard hitter.
He likes the fastball. It doesn't matter how hard you're throwing it, as long as you get it down in the zone for him.
See his night on base a couple of more times in this ball game. Run scoring single in the 6th inning. Arcia led off this inning with a single. Yelich throwing a 2-out walk. Big moment in the last homestand for Aguilar. First career walk-off homer against the Marlins a couple of weeks ago. Here's the 1-0.
Maybe he got his low fastball. 94.
Freese took a loss on the 21st of April, giving up a Reeves-Hoskins home run. A ball and strike to Aguilar. And along with Matt Albers, little haterade up and thrown in the Milwaukee bullpen. Josh Hader.
And maybe if the Brewers take the lead, you might see Hader.
His last appearance wasn't too bad. A ball, 2 strikes to Aguilar. And he elevates the fastball. Aguilar chased, and that's it for the Brewers. Walks 1, gives up a hit, strikes out 3 as the Brewers strand a pair in the 7th inning. It remains a 1-run lead for the Pirates.
Brewers are within 1, 5-4, and the showstopper in baseball tonight, Bryce Harper, had a night at the plate. He settled into the leadoff spot pretty well. 2 home runs for him. The first one in the 1st inning off of Nick Pivetta, and then he did it again in the 2nd inning, and this one was a 2-run shot to center field, and this one was a monster. 473 feet. 473 feet. That's the furthest home run for Bryce Harper. And in 4 games in the leadoff spot, he's now homered 4 times. So I'd say that's pretty good results for Harper. 7-3 win for the Nationals tonight.
Yeah, that top of the order spot, as you said, is working out pretty well. Star Wars night here at the ballpark. Sophia giving the update and getting into the spirit of things. Princess Leia, Princess Sophia.
Well done.
Very well done.
That's probably the first time anyone's called me a princess. But thank you. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that hair tonight. I'm not that talented. That's why Photoshop is so great.
It is. Works for us up here all the time. That's how we get through the opens.
Yeah, no kidding.
Very good look. Princess Sophia. What would you be, Rod? Star Wars character.
Chewbacca.
Yeah, that's right. That's kind of how we feel at the end of a 3-city road trip, right?
Yeah.
Have that look.
It's about all we have left to wear.
That's the truth. Francisco Cervelli against Matt Albers in the 8th inning.
Yeah, but getting back to Bryce Harper, is there any spot in the lineup that you think he wouldn't do well?
No.
I mean, really. Lead off. Yeah, you name it. I mean, he's not your prototypical leadoff hitter, but
no, you wouldn't think.
I guess
they were with the Yankees with Stanton and Judge. There's a lot of talk about that. One or the other, Stanton maybe, or Judge, I should say, putting him at the top of the order. Turn some heads. But with Harper, the fit seems to be a good one for him, at least for now.
You figure a leadoff hitter is going to bat more throughout the year than anybody else, right?
Right.
You would think. So I guess you would want a guy like Harper to bat it more than anybody else on your team. But not, to be considered a table setter.
No, he's a table clearer.
Right.
A ball, 2 strikes to Francisco Cervelli. Pops this one up, and this will stay in play for Jesus Aguilar, out number 1.
Man, Matt Albers last pitched on Tuesday at Cincinnati, an inning and 2/3. He allowed an unearned run. And he's been pretty good. A 120 earned run average. I'll say he's been good. 2-1 record. Game number 14.
1 of 6 out of the bullpen with an ERA of less than 2. Colin Moran steps to the plate. Strikeout, a pop-up, and a ground ball to second. Junior Guerra went the first 5. 6 hits and 5 runs allowed. All were earned. A couple of home runs. Brent Suter, 2 innings of 1-hit shutout ball out of the bullpen. A little soft liner, and that's over Arcia on a base hit. 8th hit of the night for Pittsburgh.
A good pitch by Albers, but Moran able to fight it off. Fastball in. He's probably in off the plate for that matter, but he got enough of it. Dumped it over Arcia's head. They all count.
See if Albers can get a ground ball out of Jordy Mercer. Mercer has twice grounded to short, lifted a fly ball to Lorenzo Cain in the 6th. Job for Albers, keep it close. 1 out, 1 on in the 8th. Bullpen has been so effective. Go back to Brewers Live. Sophia's conversation with Lee Tunnell, bullpen coach. They all have that mentality. They want the ball. And there's a direct quote from Jeremy Jeffress to Sophia in Cincinnati after the Tuesday win. Want the ball anytime, any situation.
Well, that's kind of what it's been like, though. No real rotation in that bullpen. They all have to be ready at any time, and they've all been getting the job done no matter when they've been called on.
In tunnel to the right. Big old Marcus Hamill, the bullpen catcher, down there as well. Runners on the move, and Mercer, the emergency hack, fouls it away.
Hit and run. Check this out. This is a hit and run. He's got to make contact somehow, both feet off the ground, and does it. Moran, no stolen bases, has been caught once, so you don't see many hit and runs anymore.
I was just going to say, how many have we've seen this season? Precious few. A ball, 2 strikes. Just misses downstairs and in. One out single from Colin Moran.
Didn't have very big lead.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Right off the foot. Well, the veterans now in this Pirates organization, 31 years old. Mercer, a 3rd-round pick 10 years ago out of Oklahoma State. There are flashier shortstops, but he has been a steady part of that Pirates infield for a while now.
He's very reliable. He makes all the routine plays. He'll make a nice play as well, but yeah, he's consistent.
2-2 pitch again. Here's the ground ball they're looking for. Arcia, Sogard, Aguilar, 6-4-3 double play. That will end the top half of the 8th inning. Brewers bullpen continues to shine. Matt Alberts got the ground ball he needed. Now the Brewers come calling in the bottom of the 8th inning here at Miller Park. It's 5-4 Pittsburgh.
They are within a run at 5-4. They're going to bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Craig Kashan back on board with you, getting set for our post-game show, Brewers Live, presented by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Of course, Junior Guerra on the bump to start this game. First rough outing of the season. We'll go over that, see if his bullpen can save him in this one. Plenty of good storylines to talk about. Hope to talk about a win with Craig Counsell as well coming up after the ball game. Rocco joined me out here on the set. Again, Brewers Live, presented by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Post-game report minutes away. Matt.
All right, Craig. Yeah, hopefully it is a comeback win. You and Rock will be breaking down here. Brewers have chipped away. They made it a one-run game. 6 outs left.
And George Contos will be beginning the 8th inning for Pittsburgh. He's been pretty good as of late.
Faces Travis Shaw.
And the former San Francisco Giant. 321 earned run average, 15th game. He last appeared on Thursday against the Nationals.
Ball strike to Shaw, who doubled in the 4th inning. Was grounded to first and has popped out to short. 1-1 pitch. Four runs on 7 hits for Milwaukee. 5 on 8 for the Pirates. Contos had a pretty significant role in that one of those Pirates or Giants championship teams, 2012 specifically. A big role in Game 5 of their divisional round series against the Reds. Come back for the Giants that year. Hard ground ball. Josh Bell is there, and that's out number 1.
Hey, all season long you can stay in the loop on all things Brewers with MLB At Bat, the official app of the Brewers. With At Bat, you get breaking news, live radio broadcasts, and lineup updates sent right to your fingertips. Download At Bat today, free for your smartphone or tablet.
One away for Domingo Santana. Mentioned on the road trip, especially the back end of it, was showing some good signs. He was coming out of it at the plate. Turned a rough night this evening into a much better one, his last at bat.
Now I think he can relax a little bit. He had to be thinking about, you know, that 0 in that home run column after 30 last year.
He ripped one out of here on an 0-2 pitch off of Nick Kingham in the 6th inning. And that was the blow that has made this a one-run game. 1-1 pitch. Here's the 2-1. That's hit well. Center field, and that's a base hit. Hit well enough for Domingo Santana. The Brewers have a 1-out runner in the 8th.
Boy, that Pirate outfield plays really deep. They were really deep for Santana, trying to cut down the gaps. And I don't think it would have mattered where they were playing. I mean, this is certainly a hit, but you know the way they play as deep as they do. Slider from Contos. First hit he's given up in 5 appearances. He's been pretty good.
Yeah, it's interesting. We almost do a double take, and specifically with center field, because the Brewers just came off a series against the Reds where Billy Hamilton regularly plays very shallow, and Santana sailed one over his head for a big double.
Yeah, that might have cost him a game, as shallow as he was. But a lot of teams will play their outfield deep to take away the slugging percentage away from the Brewers.
We'll see a double switch here, it looks like, as Clint Hurdle makes his way out. 1 out, 1 on in the 8th inning.
Going to bring in their closer,
Felipe Vasquez.
Well, you're seeing this more and more. Multiple inning saves out of the closers.
Definitely see it with the Brew Crew. And Hurdle is going to try to get that out of his hard throwing left-hander. 5-4 Pirates. Brewers trying to get something going here in the 8th. Going here in the 8th inning after a Travis Shaw ground out. Domingo Santana singles to center. Double switch now for the Pirates. David Freese, the new third baseman, will hit 9th in the order and will lead off the top of the 9th for Pittsburgh. And formerly known as Felipe Rivero, and now it's Felipe Vasquez. He's on the mound.
Yeah, whatever you want to call him, he's got good stuff. I mean, fastball, changeup. He's got a really good changeup. And the Pirates are going to call on their closer. He's 5 for 5 in save opportunities, which this is one. Hasn't pitched since the 27th against the Cardinals.
Vasquez is on to face Manny Pina. Remember, Vasquez came over from the Nationals, part of that Mark Melanson swap a couple of years ago. Multi-inning save opportunities, not a foreign topic for Vasquez. He is 7 for 7 in his career in saves of more than 1 inning. There's one of those this season. That was against the Cubs at Wrigley Field.
Well, he's got a good fastball, but his changeup is a money pitch. You always have to be thinking about that in the back of your mind, which that alone, thinking about that, makes the fastball better.
And there it is. 1-1 the count to Pina. He got the Brewers on the board in the 2nd inning, did Manny Pina. Tried it again and missed with the change. Go back to the 2nd inning. This was Pina's greeting for Nick Kingham. No doubt.
Yeah, first pitch fastball, got the Brewers on the board.
Santana the runner at first. 2-1 count to Pina. Brings it at 97. But missed. Hernan Perez waits on deck. He would hit for Sogard. And he'll hit for Sogard with runners at first and second and one out.
And that base hit should tie it up.
And Hurdle looking for a multi-inning save out of Felipe Vasquez. The name change, by the way, I'll tell you this quickly. It's the name that matches that used by his sister, Priscilla, who is now his advisor. She negotiates contracts for him. Used to be Scott Boras. It's now his sister. But yeah, I agree with by any name.
Yeah,
he can bring it.
Yeah, he's good.
Here is Hernan Perez. This is his third pinch hitting opportunity. He is 1 for 2 in the role so far this year. And a fly ball hit into right field. Toward the line is Polanco to make the catch. Tagging is Santana, and he will hold at second.
Yeah,
Polanco with a big arm.
Yeah, good decision. Never make the third out at third base.
The runners remain at first and second with 2 men out. And here's Arcia. Single to left field his last time up. He has 3 game-winning RBIs this year, including a walk-off in this ballpark against the Cubs. Big fastball. Arcia cannot catch up. Struck out in the second. A ground out in the fifth. And it's 2 strikes and nothing to Orlando Arcia. Trying to extend this inning. Santana, a 1-out single. Pina followed with a walk. Two strikes and nothing to the Brewers shortstop. And he blows one by him. 98 on the heater will end the inning. So Vasquez comes out of the bullpen and protects a 1-run lead for Pittsburgh. still holding this one-run lead at 5-4. Let's go back to the 5th inning. What's the difference in the game right now? Our Badger Mutual Insurance run of the game. This 2-run inside the park homer from Starling Marte. It was off of Junior Guerra. Taking that bounce off the wall in center. And a no-doubter inside the park home run. Believe it or not, Hernan Perez came on as a pinch hitter, stays in the game at second. And now on the mound is Taylor Williams.
Yeah, another guy in that Brewers bullpen that has been very good. A 193 earned run average. Game number 9 for Taylor. Last saw him on Sunday, so it's been a while for Williams. A 3-up, 3-down inning that included a strikeout. Averaging over 15 strikeouts per 9 innings this year.
Yeah, we talk a lot about Josh Hader, and with reason, but oh, by the way, this guy's not bad either. Facing David Freese, followed by Sean Rodriguez and Gregory Polanco. Pirates got to Junior Guerra tonight. The bullpen has been throwing up zeros. Couple innings from Brent Suter. Matt Albers worked the 8th. And Freese gets into one to right field, and Santana will watch it leave the park. A liner over the wall. David Freese gives Pittsburgh a 2-run lead.
Yeah, got behind, came in with a fastball. Freese hits it hard the opposite field. You can get Freese on good fastballs, but not when he's waiting for one on a 2-0 count. Out over the plate, knocks it out of here to right. He's always had good opposite field pop.
It's 6-4 Pittsburgh. 3rd home run tonight now for the Pirates. Sean Rodriguez singled in the 7th inning. The 1-1. This with a fastball. 3-1 now to Rodriguez. And he draws a walk. So a rough start to the 9th inning for Taylor Williams. Let's check out Miller Lite's What's on Tap. Or tomorrow night here at Miller Park, middle game of the series. Jamison Tyone will go for the Pirates, and Ulysses Chassin for the Brew Crew. We'll get it started with Brewers Live tomorrow at 5:30 here on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
And no decision last time out against the Reds. 4 1/3, 4 runs. Chassin would like to eat up a few more innings tomorrow night.
Tough night for Junior Guerra. He lasted but 5. So the starters have been on a pretty good clip. And a little bit of a rough stretch here tonight. See if Chassin can get things straightened out tomorrow. Gregory Polanco now to the plate. He has been on base 3 times. Walked, single to center, was hit by a pitch in the 7th inning. And waves at one there. 97 from Williams.
Yeah, down and in. Polanco, I don't think he saw it very well.
Well, you saw that very well either. Blow by fastball.
It's amazing these pitching coaches, you know, they have a way, don't they?
Rear back, let it fly, will you?
Well, he goes out there, he can't find the plate, and then throws 2 pitches for strikes.
Two-strike pitch to Polanco. And he pops this one up. Hernan Perez will call for it. And that's the first out of the inning. You see this Pirates team and the moves they made. McCutchen now a Giant, Cole, an Astro. And a lot of folks counted him out before the season started, but you see guys like Polanco and now Starling Marte, and Bell and Dickerson. You're thinking, what the deal with these guys? I don't think they're quite as bad as people were predicting.
You never know.
Right.
You have your pundits that think that they're going to anticipate what a team's going to do because of this or that. In the offseason, Josh Harrison not very happy about the moves that they made, and he was a little disgruntled, but you just never know. I mean, the culture in the clubhouse, what they're saying around this Pirate club is very good. I mean, these guys get along well. They're pulling on the same end of the rope. We've had some pretty good performances from some of their pitchers.
A couple of the big moves that the Pirates made. McCutchen, an MVP, and many other years he was right in the mix for it.
Just never know how transactions like that are going to affect the team, positive or negative. And it's been, I guess, a little, it's a small sample size at this point, but so far so good. Sometimes, you have addition by subtraction, perhaps. Not saying that's the case with McCutchen and Cole, but these guys have responded.
Well, you mentioned the clubhouse chemistry. It's been a big plus with the Brewers here. Certainly was last year, and more of the same this year. Good fastball from Williams to even the count. In the age of analytics, it still matters.
And it's hard to quantify, right? I mean, it's impossible to quantify. You can't put a number on it.
Here comes a 2-2. Reaches out and flicks that into right field. Santana will squeeze it for out number 2. Well, it's a Pirates organization that made the postseason. Ended that long drought a few years ago. Multiple postseason appearances, but just not quite able to push through the divisional round. Here's Josh Bell. Single to right in the 3rd inning. Bell had a 6-game hitting streak to start the year and then went through a very tough stretch. Clint Hurdle keeping him in the cleanup spot. He's driven in 16. A 26 homer year last year did Bell, and drove in 90.
You just got to be patient with him. You just got to give him his at-bats, leave him alone, and sooner or later he'll snap out of it.
2-0 pitch. David Freese started this inning with a homer to right. Rodriguez walked. Polanco a pop up. Marte a fly ball. And a 4-pitch walk to Josh Bell. So Williams with a couple of walks allowed here in the 9th. And now he has to deal with the always tough Corey Dickerson. Mentioned a 3-homer night for the Pirates. Dickerson has one of them. The 3rd inning 2-run shot. been a good home run hitter the last couple of years. Mentioned 27 he hit last year with the Rays, 24 the year before. The fastball is in there. One for 3 with a walk is Dickerson. He was one of 3 walks that Junior Guerra allowed in the first inning. Oh, 0-2 the count. Pirates led 5-1. Brewers with a 3-run 6th, highlighted by Domingo Santana's 2-run homer. Pulled their crew within a run. The Pirates get some insurance in the 9th inning. No balls, 2 strikes. And that gets through Pina. The runners will advance.
Yeah, that slider down in the dirt snuck right through the legs. Now base hit really puts the Brewers in a bind. Glove comes up, ball stays down right through the wickets.
Ball, 2 strikes. Rodriguez at third, Bell at second. And a fly ball to left. Yelich. The inning over. Pirates pick up a run on a David Freese solo shot. Last chance for the Brewers. They need 2 to tie, 3 to win it. Six-4 game. Pirates out in front. Last shot here for the Brew Crew against Felipe Vasquez. It'll be 9-1-2 in the batting order for Milwaukee. Vasquez trying to stay perfect in the save department. Finished up the 8th inning in relief of George Cantos. Jet Bandy will lead things off.
Yeah, last right-handed hitter on the bench for Craig Counsell. The only player left, Brett Phillips.
5-man bench, and he's using most of it right now. Vasquez got his team out of trouble in the 8th inning, getting a fly ball from Perez, a strikeout from Arcia. Brewers stranded a pair. Bender is in there, 0-2.
Yeah, curveball. Fastball. Got the breaking pitch, change up.
And there's a shot into center field. Marte cannot get it. Chet Bandy is on to start the 9th inning for the Brew Crew.
Well, it seemed like it had a little knuckle action on it. Marte really never comfortable going after this. Again, they're playing deep. High fastball, 97. Jet able to get on top of it. And Marte just never able to really control that one, and right off the glove. Actually hit the ground first. Had a little sinking action to it. The disadvantage of playing so deep.
Yeah, you've been talking about it here for the last couple of innings. Leadoff single for Bandy, and now Lorenzo Cain to the plate. Down 0-1. Tough night for Cain. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Trying to make all of that irrelevant here in the 9th inning. Pirates got a little insurance in the top of the 9th on the David Freese home run. Tying run at the plate for the Crew. Elevates, and Cain cannot catch up to it.
Yeah, change up first pitch, and then he went with a fastball. Up out of the zone.
Vasquez with a 1-2. Ground ball, Freese. There's one, and a double play. Around the horn they go. Freese to Rodriguez to Bell, and the Brewers are down to their final out.
Well, got it on his hands that time, and about as easy as it gets. 5 to 4 to 3. Good relay, and Rodriguez with a strong throw.
Two away with the bases empty. Trent Hurdle's team trying to snap an 8-game road losing streak. A curveball that Yelich can't get. 0-1 the count. And another one is in there for strike 2.
Good slider.
And another one ends the game as he gets Yelich on back-to-back sliders. And the Pittsburgh Pirates begin this series with a 2-run victory. Their first road win since April 15th. They get the big bats out, and Felipe Vasquez finishes with the save. 6-4, the Pirates win it. Let's send it down to Craig Kashawn, who's ready to go with Brewers Live.
Okay, guys, we had a great pitching matchup to start this one. Both pitchers get roughed up, though. We're going to hear from Craig Counsell. Home run derby in a way as well. We'll go over it all. Brewers Live postgame is coming up next on Fox Sports Wisconsin.